Hello everyone, this is Ken Shreve from Investors Business Daily with the IBD Market Wrap for Wednesday, February 25th. A jittery market fought back from earlier losses Wednesday in an impressive display of resilience, but a wave of selling during the last few minutes of trading knocked the indexes back into negative territory. Here's a look at a daily chart of the Dow. The blue chip index lost 80 points, 1.1% to 7270. In economic news, investors were reminded once again that the housing market remains in tough shape. Earlier today, the National Association of Realtors said January housing starts fell 5.3% to 4.49 million units, the weakest showing since July 1997. The median sale price fell to $170,300, down nearly 15% from a year earlier. And let's take a look at the S&P 500. The benchmark index surrendered 8 points, 1.1% to 764. Preliminary data showed NYSE volume coming in slightly lower than Tuesday. In other news, the Treasury Department said that big banks will be granted immediate access to the government's $700 billion financial rescue fund. New support will be given through the government's purchase of preferred shares of the bank getting government funds. You can get full details of the plan in tonight's edition of Investors Business Daily. And finally, a quick look at the Nasdaq. The tech index fell 16 points, or 1.1% to 1425. Preliminary data showed Nasdaq volume coming in pretty close to Tuesday's level. Here's a look at some of the day's best and worst performing industry groups with the Daily Graphs Industry Groups tool, a premium service at investors.com. It's continuously updated, and you can click on any industry group name and get a complete breakdown of all stocks in a group. For more information and to get a 7-day trial, just go to investors.com/products. As you can see, oil and gas-related groups fared well amid rising oil prices. At the New York Merc, crude oil jumped $2.54, or 6.4%, to $42.50 a barrel. The worst performing group during Wednesday's session was the Energy Other Group. It's filled with solar stocks. The group lost 7.5%. First Solar led the group lower, plummeting 22% to 107.65 in fast trade, despite reporting a 109% rise in quarterly profit. The solar manufacturer lowered its outlook for 2009, citing mounting challenges industry-wide. The Arizona-based company also said it would extend payment terms with some customers and may lower prices for some customers in exchange for higher volumes. As you can see, few stocks made the cut in the up section of Stocks on the Move at investors.com, but IBD 100 firm Epic Systems was one. Shares jumped nearly 15% to $16.52. Let's take a look at its weekly chart. Epic is a small-cap stock with a market cap approaching $600 million. It's been a strong performer in IBD's computer software financial industry group. Late Tuesday, the company reported a 14% rise in quarterly profit. Sales growth more impressive, rising 43% to just over $63 million. Remember, when you're evaluating a stock, you generally want to target stocks showing minimum earnings and sales growth in recent quarters of 25%. Epic recently staged a technical breakout. That was during this week right here. Notice that the breakout came in heavy volume. That's just what you want to see as institutional investors were buying the stock. Epic is finding support at its 40-week moving average. That's this black line right here, and it's been consolidating gains for 3.5 weeks. Keep in mind that a proper base generally needs at least 7 weeks to form. Meanwhile, here's a look at IBD 100 firm Shanda Interactive. Shares added about 1% to $32.57. The China-based publisher of online games will report earnings tomorrow after the close. The stock was recently featured in a daily stock analysis video at investors.com. Shanda has delivered exceptional earnings growth in recent quarters. You can see that right here, and revenue growth has been equally impressive. Shanda has been consolidating gains for 7.5 weeks, and it is approaching possible selling pressure or resistance at the 34.01 price level. If it can get through the 34.01 price level in heavy volume, it would be considered a technical breakout. You'll notice that the current market outlook section in the big picture column still says market in correction. The only way the outlook will change back to market in confirmed rally is when the market flashes a follow-through day. Follow-through days have been seen at all market bottoms in the past. It's when at least one index makes a nice percentage gain in higher volume. Follow-through days occur on day 4 or later of a rally attempt. Today was day 2 of a rally attempt for the major stock indexes. That's a quick look at Wednesday's market. Thanks for watching. I'm Ken Shreve.